Here we are for round one. Our opponent chose to play first, which is probably good. They've mulliganed, and unfortunately we have to as well. Even in an 18-lander, you can't keep one lands, not without one drops, and there's actually not any in the stack, so that goes back. This starts to look more reasonable. We've got the ability to kill something aggressive and then play a blocker, so we'll keep it. Ideally, we scry a land to the top, like a dual land would be great. That we can't take right now. But we can at least deal with like their first play. Potentially. Oh, and we've got a 2-drop. That's nice as well. So if they don't have a play, we can do something about that too. Mist Intruder is one of those weird cards that like you can remove, but I don't think it's the right call here, especially with a Netcaster Spider in hand that essentially blanks it. So I'm going to run out the 2-drop and hope we hit an untapped land. There's still a good number of those in the deck, and if we decide that this is something we need to deal with, we can. We have the technology. Hopefully they ingest a non-land. No. That's always how it works. When you want to draw land, they ingest land. When you want to draw non-land, they ingest non-land. Yeah. Alright, so I guess at this point we probably leave up the Reality Hemorrhage and then just hope we can get some action going. I still feel like ignoring the Mist Intruder for now is the right call. It's going to be funny because they're very likely to continue ingesting lands at this point, just because there's so many lands left in the deck. But that is one of the parts of BFZ. Like, I felt like ingest was kind of a feel-bad mechanic. It doesn't matter what they're ingesting realistically, but right, there's a good target for our hemorrhage because that can actually trade with our spider. Okay, now we're in business. Starting to get there. Of note, they have 2 cards left in their hand. So like as long as we continue being able to attack and block, we should be in good shape. You know, that's because that's kind of how Magic works. This should clue them off that we're not a green-red beatdown deck. Like, you don't... I don't just jam this into any green deck. I want to be a little bit controlling before this starts to be something I'm interested in. Alright. They're just drawing cards. I like it. We are in business. So Vestige is a much better blocker. But I think the possibility of having like, we know all we've got to go with this is the Expedite. Our opponent doesn't know that. And if we slow this game down, I feel like our draw 2 cards is going to be better than our opponent's draw 2 cards. Because ours comes with a 4/5 and looks really angry and kind of blind. But mostly it's the really angry part that I'm interested in. Yeah, if their plan is to send lands at us, I think we probably just play the Vestige and pass. Like, we're not worried about our hand getting messed up. None of this is stuff we need to kill, and we actively want to trade off dudes. They've also got to be a little scared of us having an unnatural endurance, because that would be pretty good. Alright, I guess we're going to see who has the better late game. So this is where we can Sentinel and Salvo and start getting in some attacks, which I think I probably like, giving the contents of the rest of our hand. Like, they could have a sweep away or something, sure, but even that's not like the end of the world. I think I like an attack similar to this. It still leaves us with great blocks. And again, I don't mind trading our creatures off when we're sitting on a Baloth Knoll. And if they've got to sweep away, it's not absurdly punishing. It means we'll have a good draw next turn. Okay, you got me. And if they take the damage, that's just great. We've got to start getting in some damage, because if their late game is a giant Eldrazi, we really can't do much against that. I guess we could gang block it and start buying critters back. Okay. That is not something we wanted to see, because it doesn't untap, obviously, and it doesn't kill it. Okay, that was their game plan. We're going to containment membrane, you fools. Alright. Well, the Baloth Knoll isn't something I wanted to run out just to get one dude back, but we do need something that can pressure them. Also, Zada still being in play makes Expedite a good draw. I can trade 2 for 1. Like, what Magic player doesn't love a 2 for 1? There's a chance they double block too. But I'm going to play the Baloth Knoll out and not try to get more value here. But like, if they've got a combat trick and kill this, I don't mind them getting one more ingest going. And I do think we need to move this towards killing them. But I'll take a Gravedigger that comes with a 4/5. Like, if we draw more land, we can begin to start activating this. Enchantment removal would be good. I don't think we actually picked any up, but it's something I would be actively interested in now. Ranger's not a bad draw either. We can cast both of them. But like, now they've kind of got to think about getting hit by this. I think it's worth holding the Spider back to trade for that. So let's send in the Knolls. Play the other cards that we have in our hand. And get that F6 value. Would still be pretty darn exciting to draw that Expedite, not gonna lie. Drawing 7 cards would feel good. Alright. We trade. Seems like an interesting trade on our opponent's part. Maybe they've got a better flyer they want to get through? No? That's not a better flyer. So I can swing here. Again, he can trade this for that. He can do multi-blocks on this. But when we've got just another giant thing coming, I think we just send in the clowns. Like, any blocks that he wants to trade involve either 2 for 1ing himself or plus mana for us. Yeah, once your opponent's chumping, you're in a happy place. Because now we can attack with a lot more stuff. This is what Jund does. Plays big dudes. Actually, I guess this isn't your typical Jund deck. It's a little grindy. Of note, the Tar Snare does kill a significant amount of his stuff. With the 3 reality hemorrhages, we probably don't care. Like, that sort of does the same thing anyway. I guess the lead by example is kind of cute with Zada 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on all your dudes. That's cool. The combat trick's kind of cool. Radiant Flame still looks good. He's got a lot of stuff we can kill with that. We've got a lot of stuff we can kill with that. The Baloth Pup looks pretty bad. That's just not something we need here. Because it can't really attack into or out of anything. I think I can probably bring in an Altar's Reap if he's playing that many containment membranes. It helps us get the stuff that he's cast into the graveyard. Like, we're planning for the long game with this deck. We want our stuff in the graveyard anyway for the Baloth Knoll and the Pulse. We can also flash it back with the Dark Dweller. And, like, that's one way for him to lock down some of the recursive loops we have here. And like I said, the Baloth pup, its goal is to trade with their early stuff, and that it just doesn't trade with any of his early stuff. So I'm actually going to try this, and presumably we'll be on the draw again. But I think this is the one moment where Altar's Reap has a shot. This hand looks fine. It's got lands. It's got stuff. I like lands and stuff. So we will keep it. Did they put us on the play or the draw? They are playing. And have had some bad mulligans in these matches, to be sure. That's not a bad draw. I mean, if you're going to draw a tap land, I guess that's the time to draw it. Again, with the Spider coming up, I don't think we need to worry about that guy. He can get one hit in. Not the end of the world. Alright. I mean, that's not good, but we're not, like, super scared of it. We can double hemorrhage it if it becomes an issue. There's a very little chance he blocks here. I wouldn't if I was him, so I think you just jam in here. Alright, no fear. That's our opportunity to hemorrhage it and just have it done. And I think that card is a high value enough target that I'm just going to do it. Like, that's what Reality Hemorrhage is for. He gets one more ingest before we're in Spiderville. But again, it serves several purposes. It gets an annoying card out of the way. Clears a way for us to attack. It does a lot of things. No! You got me! See, if we hadn't killed that blinding drone back then, all of a sudden he'd have a shot. But the way things are going now, he kind of doesn't. We're going to lead with the Baloth, obviously. As it does the most deeps. Okay. I like our game against flyers. Ploink. Alright, I'll take a hit for 6. It likely gets containment membraned, which is not great for us, but it's also not the end of the world. We've got the Altar's Reap in the deck to recoup some value from there, and we're almost to being able to pump the Oran Reef Invoker, so even land isn't a terrible draw for us. It seems like this one Spider kind of holds off his entire deck. No membrane? Okay. I like it. Again, we could sweep for 3 and take out his entire board and our Invoker, but I don't think we need to yet. Like, I've got 7. This is pumpable next turn. Let's see what he does here. Takes it. All right. Then yeah, we'll just sit. Because there's a chance we sweep for 3 and just kill him next turn. Could also potentially sweep for 1 and then hemorrhage that if we want to 2 for 1 ourselves. I mean, that doesn't seem great, but there's a reason to sweep for 3. It's not a great one, but it's a reason. So if we're seriously considering sweeping for 3, does that mean we just swing with the team and see what his blocks look like? And then we've got Reality Hemorrhage / Radiant Flames. Does he have any double blocks that kind of piss me off? Not really. I mean, he can just eat the Invoker, so that's probably just not something I want to do. But I think we can easily attack with these two. Like, I don't really want to get ingested again, but that doesn't do much. So kind of tempts him into blocking this here, and we can Radiant Flames for 1, which would be pretty good. I would think if you're going to chomp, you probably don't chomp with this guy, but okay. I think that means we just jam the other dude. Like I said, we could Flames for 1 and then kill that. We're 2 for 1ing ourselves, but I don't think we need to. I'll just keep playing dudes. If he taps this, he's running himself out of mana. We still get to swing with all the other dudes. Behold the power of 2 3s. Okay, you got me. You did a thing. Now we probably just sit until we draw some of our grindier cards. Do I care about that? I think I might now, because it means I can swing. Oh, okay, he's not attacking. If I kill it and I swing with the team, then he's going to have to block something with the Blinding Drone, and I should be able to get some Flames for 1 value. Not to mention, I think we just win if I draw a land. Dark Dwellers. So good. So good. Alright, this means we just swing with the team. So if I do 2 here and then flashback and then do a Flames for 1, I kill it. Or I can just play the Dark Dwellers and burn that out. But this has to die. At least I think. Yeah, let's do that. It does leave him with the other thing, but that's kind of okay. You know, since he's at 2 life, I guess I could just win the game. I'll do that. Bleh. Actually, I got caught up because there was so much value. I just wanted to keep getting value. But sure, we'll kill our opponent. Bloop. See you guys for round 2 in just a minute.